Well Electronics is a medtech company which is pioneering in fertility tracking. So we are creating fertility trackers since 1986, and we actually do that from Switzerland and Germany. And we are distributing into 40 countries so far and expanding slowly. It's a family-run company, and my father started it, and I entered in 2008. Yeah, and we create hardware. Some hardware is connected to an app where you can see your fertility, the woman tracks the menstrual cycle, and things like that. Yeah, we started out with direct to consumers in the region in Switzerland, Germany, and Austria. But then we went to America and for different trade shows and tried to find partners. And then we found partners in different countries. And and then they wanted to have the exclusive rights for our devices. And of course, we had to, have a setup like, hey, this is what is regulatory needed. This is customer support. Here are pictures. Like, this is how you sell it, and all that stuff, which wasn't easy because, we had to send a million of emails to them back and forth and train them in customer support questions and all that. Well, it started hurting when you are stopping the direct meetup, right? Like at a trade show, you are meeting the person, and then you had, like in the past, you went on a phone and you had a bunch of phone calls and whatnot. And when you are not like expanding your resources with people all the time, then you are hitting a limit, right? Because you don't have a platform where you can show everything and stuff like that, and you have to have this one-on-one interaction. Yeah, and that's when we realized, okay, like this is super annoying. We are putting out new content all the time. Some distribution partners were forgotten in the process, right? Because, it's so many, and then, some took it on, some didn't. We had to change our product language, and then you had to scan everywhere. Is everyone informed? Is it active already online? It was super annoying and messy. And that's when we said, okay, we kind of need a solution here. Gosh, then we tried to set up Dropbox. That was the first. And then, nobody used Dropbox. Like, the people just didn't use it. Or then you had like links, million of links, and it was so messy and built up without control. And people had access, then they hadn't access, then they lost access. I mean, it was insane. Then we went from Dropbox, we went to Google Drive, and there we thought, okay, this is now the solution. But it was also not the solution. A lot of partners didn't use Google Drive, so they had issues with finding their way through it. Then you had, like, in one document, you had 5 million different links. Here, product pictures. Here, marketing strategy. Here, and nobody wanted to read all the messy stuff, right? It would like be pages long of information with thousands of links. Then we realized, okay, we mixed up old pictures with new pictures, right? And stuff like that. And it was just not ideal, not at all. Yeah, I mean, when you approached us and we came right over to your stand, and then you explained in very fast steps, it was explained to us, and I was like, yeah, this is like a home, I could navigate through the home, through like as a website, like easy to understand with blogs and here the content and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, firstly, it's pretty, right? You can build it as your aesthetics are with your own company and with your own pictures. And you can navigate through it in an easy way, step by step, super easy way. And I don't have to be a super crazy technician to, build it. It's not like it doesn't need a lot of, technical know-how. And then I was like, so one link, and I can send it to all the partners, and they can go in all the time, whenever they want. They can take out whatever they need, nicely set up in categories. Then they can chat with each other. They can contact each other. They can contact me directly. And I was like, sold. Well, they can get whatever information they are looking for in an easy way, right? They come in, they see everything what we have. Today they need a new video for social media to push out on Instagram. So they go in, we have delivered it for free. They can take it down, they can edit it, they can stream it. Then they need a new website pictures. They go in under web, see the pictures, get that. So I'm not telling them the whole time, here, this is what you need, but they go in and they take what they need. And I, don't always know what they need. So I can only provide, like, as it's nicely with the space, I can invite them to go there, and then they take what they need. And this is just makes everything better, right? Because they don't need to always ask. I mean, they have limited time as well. Like they, imagine they are asking me every day, hey, I need this, I need that, I need that. They go in, they look for what they need. They are also inspired, and then they get the information and implement it into their sources. It's ideal. It's the most amazing value because, I don't always have to run after them. Well, you mean for me, it's the enabling part, right? Like that is the most difficult part because they speak all a different language. They have different, in their countries, they have different needs for users, right? They differ greatly from Germans. So that is the biggest challenge, right? To enabling with what I have so they can go and run off, kind of like a franchise, right? But putting it individual into their country. And also like to give them all the information compact so they can start going. I mean, for us and our products is finding the right language to sell. The regulatory aspect, the price aspect is of course also there. We are made in Germany, which is, who still does that? And then it's like having, they can't afford like all sorts of new website copies, new pictures, new videos, whatever, right? Like new SEA, ads descriptions, the Amazon pictures, whatnot, right? So that's the most challenging part for their side, and finding then the information. Yeah, to be honest, secret sauce are their wives most of the time. Because they are using the device and they are nagging, right? Like, hey, I want this device in our product portfolio. It's the females in the company. And then they make it stand out, right? Like we have, best example is in Colombia, a huge medical device company, pretty much run by the guys, but their wives were using the device and said, hey, I want this in the product line. And then, when that happens, that's ideal. Because they are taking care of the device. They know they are selling it then from a female side and bringing the female aspect in it. I mean, I've never worked with anyone who follows, step by step, helps you in every single step. Seriously, like you don't get that from anywhere else. Like I don't even get that from my SEA agency. I mean, seriously, yeah. So I mean, the setup, like everything from the beginning on, like how you guys mapped it out, like what is our needs, like really going deeply into it. Then creating the first sites with us together. Like I could always message, got always right away an answer. It was a fun process too, right? You challenged us a little bit and stuff, which is super important as well, because sometimes you think you need a million of things, but sometimes it's just not efficient. So yeah, the outside of the box thinking and stuff, and then the setup and the motivation. Hey, are you done, or like how much longer are you thinking you need? Was also super important. And this I have never experienced with any agency where, like, ever. Yeah, I've never experienced it with any service, to be honest. So it was a super nice experience, and I'm super happy. The distribution partners love the space. They love it. They are using it. Of course, we just started out like a couple of months ago. So, it takes time until people get the use of it. They are right now not, I think they are not, how should I say, they don't feel comfortable yet to chat with each other. I think that's just something which might take time. But no, I mean, I would recommend it to everyone, like the space and also your team. it has been insanely great.